auditors are sitting there going, because we're talking over here and we heard the hoot over there. It's the owl. It's the owl hoot. It's the owl.
Oh, the owl, it's sort of a common thing.
Orange is the time.
So we got a forum now with Albany and Troy and Green Island and Golden.
Yeah, let me just see if, I don't know what's going on with this live stream. Is
Might be a problem. Like Miller or somebody on.
Nobody's waiting to get it. It says it's live streaming, but I'm also going to record it just in case it's live. All right, sir, we have a quorum now, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, do we have any guests?
No guests.
No guests. Okay, then we'll come to order this meeting of the Albany CSO full committees, local development corporation. Myself, Chris Powers here from Albany. Gary Deepens here from Cohoes. Got nobody from Councilor Day. We got Andrew Golden from Troy. We don't have anybody from Waterfleet. We got Maggie from. Got Mark and Tom. So got quorum. People look at the minutes. Anybody find anything? I guess we got minutes of an audit committee.
We have minutes of the audit committee, but not minutes of the actual board meeting.
They should be there.
Yeah,
No, they're there.
but we can't act on the minutes of the committee because it's not the.
Anybody have any questions or comments on the minutes of board meeting? There are probably some typos, but Gary David David bottom of page probably it's that's in the bottom. Don't have any corrections. I have a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Gary, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Financial report as of November 1st.
No activity to speak of in the last month. We have, after all the bills were paid for the year, $26,410 remaining in the checking account as of October 31, November 1. There's been no activity on my long-term control plan bills. The community balances, what I put in here was the closing numbers for September because we approved the October bills into September. So this gives you a good picture of where we are as of the first week of the year.
First of our budget or
The fiscal year.
year.
And I'll be getting out with the EMC data you sent to me this morning. I'll reconciling that to what everyone has paid in and letting everybody know what the old invoice are.
Any questions about the financial report? Director's evaluation results.
I don't have the evaluation results because I haven't received all the
So we
evaluations.
will table that till
Right, and if you still have not submitted your evaluations, please do so. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe just leave it.
vendor invoices.
I think it was only us that submitted invoices
Yeah,
for
the
this
ones
meeting.
that came in
Did anybody else?
Yeah, you get these very fast minute killer.
Yeah, besides these invoices, I did forward, couple of invoices for a technical force account and administrative force account.
There, these things for Paul Johnson or no?
Yeah, for administrative force account for our 30 months of Beaver Creek, 49,000. And for technical force account, 407,000. We've been doing all the field stuff, standing with field trailer and so forth. And so we have built that into the budget for technical administrative force account. The technical just really being engineering staffing of the project. So I'd like to add that in because I'd like to get that in the see about kind of fast tracking. So I guess I would ask if that could be added.
Yeah, I think we need a motion to amend the invoice. The invoice thing from
You have a motion to amend it to include those invoices.
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Thanks, Andrew. Second. Gary, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. EFC disbursements and reconciliations. I am,
We still have to approve them.
Paying the bills.
vote on paying those. We had a motion to amend the,
Yes.
okay, can I have a motion to pay the invoices that we've just amended?
I'll make a motion.
Gary,
I'll second it.
maybe all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. There's a couple of things here, a giant spreadsheet. Actually, let's see, there's actually two pages. I see a bunch of two of twos.
There's 12 feet there, Bill, next to it is the simple page.
That's Beaver Creek. So there's two things, I don't know.
I can put anything up on the screen if they're, this morning.
Ledger and windows.
You know, there's everything. There's all of the disbursements that have been made on everybody's findings. And then there's just Beaver Creek. There's more finance. So you might remember that really Troy and Albany were the main communities that were doing EFC financing. And except for the Beaver Creek project. And if you want to bring that up,
Which one we looking at?
let's look at the big one.
The Excel?
Yeah, the Excel. Yeah, the other ones are just telling you to heck up.
The details that I need to reconcile.
Yeah. So every time that there's a disbursement request, you get a new cost summary and it shows how much is going to get each of the contracts. So if you go to the one that have this all. So this has got every contract that's on a cost summary sheet. And it's got the columns that got Albany's financings. We've had a 0-0, which was our first tranche. That's already closed in our long term. We've got a 0-1 that's got a /03, and that's because Maryline got some grant money, and so they kind of made a separate EFC number for that grant. RO2 is the Beaver Creek project, and that financing was just for the Beaver Creek project. Then the 0500 Troy, that was Troy's first tranche. Troy's first tranche also went long-term. And there's Troy is an 01. I think 01 was picking up pretty much everything else for Troy's financings except Manor Avenue. I think that EFC wouldn't let them put Manor Avenue on when they closed on that financing because they said it was outside the 5-year period.
I remember that, yeah.
For a short term. So Troy has got a listing in the IUP for an 03. But I'm not sure whether Chris really thought they were going to do a financing just for Manor Avenue or not. So that is, I guess, an open question.
Okay.
It's not on the annual list. So there wasn't an intention, I guess, to try to put in a financing application for that
Okay.
in 2024. But you know, with WIA money and bill money, you can get 75% grant funding on a lot of this stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of doesn't it really it's up to Detroit and figure out what you want to do. But I think also my going through this, I found at least one thing that I might need to add in into my cost summaries, because I think I don't have Arcadis's Columbia phase 2 engineering stuff, the cost summary stuff. And I think Troy might have some gaps like that too.
Okay.
I don't know, just trying to make sure you didn't leave anything out. So the concept was with Albany and Troy, at least, and with the other communities from Beaver Creek, that you want to finance as much of this as possible because you want it to be over 30 years. You don't want to come out of your cash reserves or anything. You try to be paying for this long-term control plan and stuff. So I guess the things that I wanted to emphasize in regard to EMC disbursements is that we had, our staff, Jessica Carpenter, who was helping to coordinate with the Beaver Creek, because we have all the same contracts listed in the cost summary system. She was getting the cost summary stuff filled out and then helping to get on certain side in the communities. And Jess still works for the city, but working for payroll now, so we need to, but we're still willing to do that function. We need to find out who we need to go to get supplemental certs done. I guess, I could just send that, get the stuff over to you guys, and
Yeah.
whoever needs to sign on your forms.
Yeah, and if we're hosed, Sharon Butler, just know Sharon.
Yeah.
If she gets it to Sharon, and me, if for some reason Sharon's out, one of us will get it down to the comptroller, get it signed and get it back to you.
So if we could switch to the other spreadsheet for a moment. So Beaver Creek, we've been in this awkward situation since May. When you hit 75% of your financing, they go into this document collection hold. And actually, Albany was not in that situation until, but the other communities were. And we were having an awful time with EFC getting the document collection hold stuff off. For one thing, they're not very good at telling you what it is you need to do. If the holds on, even when you have bi-weekly meetings with them, it's saying, "Oh, let me move that up." So I'm really hoping that in the next month we can catch up, because now they say the document collection stuff is is unheld now. Right. So that, we can pick up, because we've been getting more disbursements since May, but we haven't been getting the other 42% of the money that we're getting from the other communities, during that period, and we need to catch up. We need the money because Finance Authority, Water Finance Authority took out a line of credit, and we have to pay it back in December because it's due, and so we want to get as much in the next month or so, so we can pay off that line of credit, that draw down our cash reserves any more than we need to, because we kind of have been in the situation of drawing our cash reserves down further than we wanted to. And I know Co's probably has a similar situation. Co's and Troy both did bans to pay for these things. So you're maybe paying some principal and interest on those bans while you're waiting for payments. So that's on Beaver Creek. So we've already gotten $37 million from the FC. We've gotten $4.5 million from WQIP. So but we're getting down to it. Our contract date deadlines are in December. They're going to miss those dates because of the water control stuff going around. But we're going to be finishing up and really be in substantial completion, and we'll be able to get the retainage on our WQIP money after we get to that point of completion. And as you can see on here, we still have $2 million of contingency money on Beaver Creek, which is a good thing. There are some change orders that are coming that are going to eat into that, but as we're winding down, it's good to know we still didn't blow our budget. So, but we have to, if we don't actually use that contingency, it's going to the $5 million we're going to get as IMG grant money at the end. That might really get held back until long-term financing, because you have to draw down financing before you get the second part of that grant funding. They don't make it easy, right? So that's it. So Troy and Cohoes probably want to get money in. That gets us to the other spreadsheet again. So Albany's first tranche 00. If you kind of scroll down to the bottom there. So far we've gotten $5 million disbursements, but we have $1.3 million still remaining. We have a final disbursement that we've been waiting forever. Like, we were working with EFC and Troy and last year this time, and trying, and our first tranche money's just been held up because they were trying to coordinate Troy and Albany's stuff, and they had this god awful giant thing, and they were deciding how they were going to change how the cost exhibits and the cost summaries worked, and it was just really awful. So we've gotten in information to Paul Johnson, here's how we want to draw that last $1.3 million. So we're hoping we could get that soon. And it really just depends on availability of Paul Johnson's time at this point, because we got so many different things going on.
Mike Miller just joined.
Mike Miller. Hello, Mike. Must be the Albany has an 01, 03, and we still have $3 million on that. So if you scroll up and kind of look through this project. So it's been a situation with this 01 financing, both from Albany and Troy's point of view, that they're just getting the the holds off from EFC. It's been a problem with that. Some of that's been cleared up. I think, goes, Columbia Phase 2 and Fleet Street are now cleared up, and you've got some money in on those, for those projects.
Yeah, as far as I know, I believe that the holes are off on both of those.
See, and we did get some money in, and I disbursement. Those projects. I think we still have, we might have also got some money in on one of the Troy projects, but we still have some Troy projects that they haven't been. And so you can see, if there's a dollar sign with no number next to it, it means that it's out of that financing, but we haven't gotten any disbursements yet. So there's a hold either for MWPE or document collection, or they don't have some information they wanted to. The document collection stuff could be an AIS, or it could be a contract that they haven't approved, or whatever. I think from the point of view of Troy's handling things, and Greg Bold has now kind of stepped up to try to help. He's participating in our bi-weekly meetings. He knows the rigmarole with EFC and Paul Johnson. He's been working with that stuff for Troy for the water projects, and knows the people who, so hoping we can clear up and get some stuff. You know, there's things in the 01 for Albany and the 01 for Troy that kind of match up, but then there's things that don't.
Okay.
But if we have something that's dispersible and we get dispersed on it, obviously you should be able to get dispersed on it if it's been cleared
Right.
for one community, but if somebody didn't press a button on the EFC's to say it's cleared on this one too.
Right, to link them kind of, yeah.
So EFC's been confused, like, in regard to what's, okay, this contract with Keller, it relates to which financings. And we have to kind of say, well, it's multiple financings are involved that have to be cleared. So I'm thinking, coordinating with you and Greg and I, that we go through these, cost summaries and supplemental certs, and make sure that we're all getting the same money. If we get that in, it'll help, because all these kind of been waiting to pay some of the invoicing to the other communities till these were dispersible through EFC. So we will work with Tom and just see where everything stands now, because we've kind of been going along and saying, hey, we're going to pay these on the basis that we're going to have them dispersible, and it's taking way longer than we ever thought to get stuff to be dispersible. So we want to sync up all this stuff and make sure we get the most out of it.
Right.
There may be some projects that, as we went along, fell off the list of EFC dispersibles, like Monument Square. The construction project dropped off, but the engineering is still in here.
Okay.
And it might be some of the smaller things that CDRPC was coordinating that had a lot of grant funding. They kind of went off the list because we said what was left was de minimis. You're doing some of that stuff that was DOS funded or that we had to do there. So it might be that not every project in the long-term control plan shows up here. And of course, we had those projects that were subject to that initial credit thing that the communities had, and a separate IMA that we had to pay Cohoes and Rensselaer's portion of debt service that they had already arranged for EMC financing. So could anything be more complicated?
When was the last time that Troy tried to get reimbursed from the EFC?
Well,
How long ago was that?
well, the Jess was coordinating it for Beaver Creek,
Just for people, yeah.
and
So she probably,
we got dispersed recently on our O1. And there might be things that were cleared on our O1 that now could
Yeah,
certainly
cleared on ours.
could be cleared on yours, so
Yeah.
you could make a request and we could look at this and say,
Okay,
hey, if Albany got this, it must have been cleared, so. It's just, let's, so I guess going back to, the Beaver Creek, one a second. So really, we've gotten 37 million, but the available for that is still about 11 million that we can get. We just, I want to be staying on top of this more closely that each month we get the voices in, it gets experts. And then we go back to the other one, and we go down to the bottom. Yeah, we might have to shrink it. Yeah, so the bottom is what still remains on these financing. So the Troy 01 has had no disbursements. So all $8 million of that financing is available. And so overall, we've got 26 million available through these various fundings. We just have to get our act together and get the money, and then we can pay back our line of credit. You guys can pay back your vans, and we can get in a little bit of a better space so we can finish up a long-term control plan.
did Jessica have a counterpart at Troy similar to Go's at Sharon?
I don't think so. Or maybe, I don't know. This is, to me, I don't know much about this kind of, Chris handled all these
We
items.
need to know in Troy, who needs to sign our supplemental cert like that. From Albany, we have both the chairman of the water board and the chairman of the finance authority have to sign our
Okay.
supplemental cert. So you have
Mhm,
you have your disbursement request,
mhm.
which is kind of, we work with Paul Johnson and he tells us from the invoices we've given him what we can put on each line.
Okay,
And then we know when we send it to Paul, it's gonna go through and
mhm.
that somebody's gonna redline it.
So as long as we have their certs, we can do just disbursement on their behalf.
No, well, the money will still go to them because it's.
Oh, I was we would actually do the
So we
paperwork.
will we'll have to
Paperwork.
We'll have
That's
to
what I
get the
meant,
paperwork into
Okay.
Paul
Mhm.
so that it goes in at the same time and we know the money's gonna be dispersed
Mhm.
to each of us.
Yeah, you have to be talking to Chris, but you could ask Chris who signs for them.
Yeah,
I know for Gaho's, it's our control.
right, that might be something I have to talk to Andy, our comptroller, and have him sign it, so, yeah,
Yeah,
I sign, he signs, get a bunch of people to sign it, and,
Yeah.
and send it in there, yeah.
yeah, it used to be that they just put the seal of the seal on it.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
now you can
Mhm.
sign it, scan it.
Right, send
email
it on
it.
its way, yeah, it doesn't even need to be the original copy.
So that it's not as bad. So that's really, I guess, gonna be, myself and Chris. So we're getting a new senior accountant into our department. Who's also
Gonna help us on Monday. It's gonna help us with this.
so that's on EFC disbursements and reconciliations. Project updates, Beaver Creek is just get the scaffolding up around the odor control tanks so they can get the ductwork. And I guess right now we're trying to see if we can get the Keller contract to like substantial completion because we combined the phase 3 and the phase 5G into one big contract. But phase 3's been done for quite some time, and Keller's portion is mostly the building, and with the remaining mostly be mechanical and electrical trades. We want to see that because there's an awful lot of retainage hanging out there that with $30-some million contract, and it would be fair to Keller if we could get that going. Plus, if we can say substantial completion sometime soon on that, it'll help move some of the money coming forward and get us into whatever paperwork we need to do in regard to our grants. So that's that. We haven't done too much with our two last projects, Skylar and Liberty overflow eliminations, because we're waiting for the funding. We think we're going to close on that funding in January. But also, we're waiting for that funding to have money for the Van Buren Street project. And goes and we'll see it later around that. I don't know if it goes to anything. That's it for our projects at Albany. Gary's wrapping up with your change orders and everything.
Yes. Yeah, we got the final quantity adjustment change order out of Carver. I was supposed to bring it to the Board of Managers today. Unfortunately, that meeting got postponed until Monday, which still works because I got to go to Board of Managers first and then go to the Common Council for their workshop, and that workshop's Tuesday night. So I'm on for Board of Managers. I don't see any problem with getting it approved. Then it goes to Common Council. I present it, and then 2 weeks later is when the Common Council votes on it. So after they vote on it, and then all the signatures and everything else get obtained on the approvals, then I can execute the change order. So yeah, we're almost all done, like I said, with Columbia Street. Fleet Street, you know, essentially that's complete. There, we wanted Newcastle to put in a few more shrubs. That has not happened yet. But functionally, the thing functions. Actually, it looks good, even without some of the additional plantings or whatever that we wanted. That one, it looks like we're right around budget.
Yeah, we won't need any additional money for that, Gary.
Thank you, Mike. That's music to my ears.
You're welcome. We're gonna come in under the contract amount.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Is that a guarantee?
Yep, it is. We're so close to the end, Bill. I think we can guarantee it. Yes, we are coming in under the contract amount.
Okay, thank you. Van Buren hasn't really started.
I don't think they've kicked off yet, no.
Payment apps or anything coming up, so.
No. Not much has changed since the past meeting on that.
And I had to go around with discussing with Paul Johnson about what to do with dollar amounts for this tranche. Because the figure came in lower than expected, and somehow Arcadis's estimate for little C came in lower than expected.
Yeah, I did.
But Paul said to leave it be.
Yeah, because you know, even though that's what the estimate is, you find out the real number when you bid. So, hopefully, both that number and the Manor Avenue numbers, those numbers were generated in 2007. And they were just best guesstimates at that point in time. But it looks like with some of the technologies that we got, well, we're at least with little C able to hone in. And it looks like if we had bid it today, it would be under. So,
The thing to keep in mind with, in regard to Albany's part of those projects is that we have this bipartisan infrastructure law, so any bidding docs have to include EFC required language for that, what they call it, equivalency. The equivalency documents. And you have to have DBE requirements rather than MWD requirements.
I'll remind Arcadis, yeah.
So,
And Mike's
Bill,
on the line.
Bill, did you verify that all the tranche, that last tranche does have that equivalency designation?
yeah,
Okay.
so Andrew, if you want to check and make sure that your Luizzi stuff, I don't know whether Luizzi got its approval, contract approval from BFC yet, but they'll tell you if you don't have the right packet in there.
Okay.
But the DBE requirements are different than the MWB requirements. Like Mike Miller was dealing with Ryan Biggs for some survey work. But
Right.
they're losing their DBE designation.
Does the EFC send any instructions? That's the,
There are separate lists that have been designated that
Okay.
will meet the DBE requirements. It's a separate database.
Terrific.
It's always something. So I don't know if there's any other business. Oh, good thing.
I guess.
I think the only thing I need to do is need to change the date for the December meeting because of the out of town. So I don't know if you think it'd be Tuesday instead of Thursday.
Tuesday would work. 12th. We just check.
From the standpoint with the audit, because the auditors are planning to complete a report at the next meeting. So we'll need to let them know after the scheduled meeting will be better than before the schedule.
to do an actual audit or is it just a review?
No, it's a full
Full
audit.
audit.
They were here Monday, did a complete blitz on everything, and I think it'll be done fairly shortly. Fairly clean circumstance.
Yeah, so we're on the October kind of the federal.
Well, yeah, we need to finish the audit and have it approved so that we can do the Paris reports, et cetera, that are due by December 31. So it's imperative to have that meeting with the auditor. And a completed audit.
So if the 12th works,
I gotta check my schedule. I think I got a doctor's appointment in the afternoon. I gotta double check it. I think the morning is free though.
I cannot do the 12th in the morning. Fine. I can do the 5th. but with-
Sounds good to me. You just let me know when I gotta be here. I'll make,
Well, do you want to make, give 2 date options, the 12th and the 19th,
or how about the 21st?
and the 21st?
bring a cake.
The 21st could be a Christmas meeting.
Close.
Okay,
21st,
I could potentially be here on the 21st,
Yeah, I'd have to check my schedule at work. I think I'm okay.
but if someone, I mean, if friends or somebody else is here.
you give another week for the auditors.
Oh, we'll be happy. I don't think they really have a problem with this. They had planned on being done at least a week before the meeting. Whatever the date was.
I'm in Greenville, so I haven't looked at my outlook or anything, so there may be- but I don't think
My
there's
calendar
anything,
bill's bad.
I don't think I have anything planned even out that far. So, yeah,
Okay, so you're,
I'm up for anything.
you got the invite? You make that invite,
For the 21st,
21st, same time,
same bat time, same bat channel.
yeah. Okay. Then, there's nothing else, could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Here,
I'll, second.
oh, second, Andrew, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Oh, we didn't talk about when we're gonna have our Christmas party.
Exactly. All right, thank you.
Oh, let me stop. Stop.